after a week of distraction. Huskers take the field on a short week. Also unique in the sense it's back-to-back road games. But then you had this Penn State distraction that happened that really dominated the discussion. And we just both gave presentations in Fremont and Beatrice, our weekly Husker lunches. And I would say a majority of the questions and interest from the fan base in Fremont was about the Penn State job.
Yeah, and there's more people. I hope people understand. So we do these every week.
We've done them for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, and we love these people. And there's more people than usual in Beatrice today. And there's concern, and there should be. And this is sometimes I take you on for when I don't even really mean it, but this is to portray it as anything other than a distraction would be disingenuous. Now, coaches will do that. They'll say, this isn't a distraction. And I would counter by saying, how the hell could it not be a distraction? I mean, everybody's talking about it. You think the players don't talk about it when they go home or even in the venue over there around the stadium? It doesn't have to be detrimental, but I mean, and let's face it, there's other sorts of distractions that you have to deal with too. So I would just say this is another one.
And I don't think you can just definitively say, oh, he's staying. Nobody knows that. Nobody.
But you also can't say definitively he's going.
No. But what you can say is on the betting odds boards, he's the leading candidate to get the job.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's very prominent. The discussion is very prominent. And you happen to be in a season where you're 5-1 with a great chance to be 6-1 and a great chance to be 7-1. So, yeah, it just cropped up. You can't blame anybody. You know, it cropped up on Sunday when James Franklin was fired and your phone started lighting up, and mine did too. And it was, oh God, here we go. You know, and come on, man. I mean, you think those kids' phones didn't light up too? You know.
And it's just one of those things. There's no answers.
No.
And that's what you have to come to real. Like rarely, if ever, does a coaching change just, they make the move now. Like we're going to be going 6, 7, 8 weeks of this potentially.
This is where the conversation gets tricky, in my opinion. There's also the possibility that this whole thing's a charade and they know who they're going to hire. I tend to think that. I don't think. Okay, there's millions and millions that go into this. This isn't the quick shop. Losing a manager and okay, we'll hire somebody else. We just need to put an ad out and get some people to interview. It's not. I don't think it's. We fired James Franklin. We've got to pay him $40 million. So we better figure out what we're going to do
50.
now. Yeah, $50 million. Oh, now we better figure out what we're going to do. I would think they'd have a pretty good handle on what they're going to do if it's not already done. Well, from covering these, a lot of this is a charade. Like Pat Kraft is going to begin a national search later in the week. What do you mean? Like he just started to think about it now? I mean, hopefully he's pretty far down the line. Right?
Remember when like Trev Alberts was going through this when they fired Frost so early, and like Urban Meyer came to town for a big noon kickoff, and people were like, "Oh, they're going to interview Urban while he's in town."
See, it's not realistic. Now there are cases though where, like Steve Peterson, you wonder when he fired Frank and then got turned down by Houston Nutt. My guess is he thought they were going to get Houston Nutt, and then when it didn't happen, everything blew up.
Oh, they thought they were going to get Mike Zimmer,
and then it blew up.
And obviously, what's his name, Mike Sherman, was the prime target. Mitch Sherman and Max Olson did that big story in The Athletic where that was where the search started with.
And then that didn't work.
They thought Mike Sherman was going to leave the Packers to come to Nebraska.
Well, anyway, so all by way of saying you don't exactly know where this thing is with Penn State.
And it will quiet down now, I think, for a few weeks, but it's going to be out there in your mind.
Right. Now, I think you're right, but you know how it is in our business now. There's a lot of rogue reporting, right? Something could crop up, The thing, though, is like if it's Rule and Pat Kraft, they talk regularly. Mm-hmm.
So
So what do you
They
saying?
can just say, like, if they're telling you, we've talked regularly for years.
No, but I'm saying there could be all range of rogue reporting that there's a deal done. And
Well, remember like that rogue reporting here when there was the special regents meeting?
that's an example. Yeah. That was rogue. I
And
mean, I can go back to when they were in their 40-day search that ultimately landed Nebraska. Was in its 41-day search that ultimately landed Bill Callahan. There was a radio report in Florida that Steve Spurrier took the job, the Nebraska job. That's what I mean. Like that stuff can crop up. And I had to rush to the office and debunk that Steve Spurrier was Nebraska's coach.
Remember the rogue report that Frank took the Army job?
Yeah.
I mean, that was that same. So when Frank got fired, like a month late, Army like had a press. They were like that close to announcing Frank.
The reason I'm hesitant is that there was reality to that discussion.
No, I know, but it wasn't true.
Right.
It got reported.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's what I mean. That's why when you say it's probably going to be quiet for a while, I don't know. I don't know. There's so much stuff that comes out during these things that you just take it day by day.
But yeah, then we got this game. I mean, we have a game on Friday night.
Game. Yeah.
And it's on Fox. So what do you think the Fox guys are going to talk about?
Okay, now
I mean, they'll talk about but
you're smart. How much will that enter into the conversation?
Well,
will just be a mention.
It's Tim Brando again, which I know he did the Michigan State game, and it didn't get the best reviews. I mean, I didn't watch the full TV broadcast, so I saw
the 60-minute version on Big Ten. It was a little rough.
His signature call was "Isaiah all days long,"
something like that. But anyway, on the broadcast, I'll be interested to see how much they mention. It might just be a mention, right? I don't know how they'll do that.
Yeah, it's if Nebraska continues to win, then the story gets bigger, I think, because that's the other thing for Pat Kraft as he makes this move there. You're letting go of a guy that won a lot, so you can't like just replace him with somebody that hasn't put together a good year.
Right. In his last 42, I think he was 34-8, James Franklin, 34-8. I don't want to litigate that whole thing. I understand why they made the move. I think it was getting, come on, babe. I mean, it was toxic. It was getting toxic. And I don't think Pat Kraft fired James Franklin because he lost to UCLA and Northwestern and Oregon.
Well, I think it was also about what next year was going to be. Penn State is going to lose a ton next year, a ton. Running backs or quarterback. And, now they're going to even lose more with the portal. And so it will be like for their standard next year on paper appears like it will be a tough year.